Good evening, SFL Nation, and welcome to Saturday Night Football on SFL YouTube. And what better way to start off our 6-game slate tonight with a Pacific rivalry that has stemmed 4 games since Seattle came into the picture some seasons ago. The ledger is split 3-1 Seattle's way. They've won the last 3, and 2 of their 4 wins in season 20 were against the Lycans. However, the Lycans, off the back of a 2-win streak, are looking to come back and put a real pressure on the top of this division. My name is Jacob Clear. Alongside me is Anthony Ellison. What's going on, Ant?
Oh, nothing. Looking at 2 different offenses, one that likes to pass the ball and one that likes to run the ball. So I'm really excited to see how the game turns out.
2 teams that over the last couple of weeks have shown some really good offensive prowess, particularly Seattle, who have remained that way across the course of this season. Interesting to note the difference in leadership between these 2 sides as we watch the kickoff. The youth of Seattle's leadership in the co-ownership of Paul Sarp, and also the rookie head coach Type Attack, who has been the initiator of this complete flip in form for the Nemesis. Seattle in the all black against the Lycans in the white and red. Here we go. The Nemisphere is rocking once again. Seattle so good at this home stadium. And they will kick off to the Lycans to begin tonight's proceedings. Seattle excellence against the Enigma, as it'll be returned from the front of the end zone. Up just before the 30, past the 30 to the 31 by the wide receiver Iniguez. And we'll see, this LA offense has taken some steps forward, but also their defense last week. They held Arizona to 17 points in a tight win, and they beat the Houston Headhunters the week before. 2 straight wins against teams at 500 or above. As we'll see, the LA offense led out by Sully Richardson. Logan Jack, the lone back, in an ace look to start the game. Richardson will drop back, launches across the middle, is caught by Jack Flash, and he will pick up 11 and a first down. Nice start. So there's a nice look across the middle. Finds Flash, one of 2 tight ends, along with Jimmy Foster, who was featured in that formation. But it's really the outside receivers for this Los Angeles offense who have taken the leap forward. Elsie Pryor and Chris Lee on the outside, both over 600 receiving yards on the season. They'll spread those receivers out wide now. Elsie Pryor in the slot will go in motion. Toss play to the outside finds Jack, and that's a good starting run for Logan Jack. Picks up about 7, and we'll introduce you to this LA offense led out by Sully Richardson. The backs Logan Jack and Tommy Rahman. The receivers are Elsie Pryor, Chris Lee, Derek Adakis Inges, and of course Bubba Tree, the new signing from a couple of weeks ago. And we'll get to the rest of their offense after this. Strong power eye look. I'll go to Jack again on a misdirection, and he'll pick up the first and a touch more. Good starting play. A couple of plays from Logan Jack. Picks up a first down. LA again in the Blood Moon away set. We'll go again to Jack for a 3rd straight carry, and that's only going to get him 1. And that'll set Seattle up with a nice stop to slow the roll. The rest of that LA offense, Jack Flash and Jimmy Foster, the tight ends. The offensive line, Bob and Vladimir Dunham, along with the rookie Janae Nicole and Kristen Swiftly. Spread receivers again. It'll go to Jack for a 4th time, and he will pick up a little more on this carry. Sets up 3rd and short.
And And the biggest thing right there for Seattle, you gotta stop them in the backfield. You don't want them to get the ball going, especially on the run game. You want to force them into pass on the earlier downs right here.
I'll maintain that power I. I'll send Chris Lee in motion. Play fake. Richardson downfield. He looked for Lee. Unable to reel it in. Good coverage by Daniel Valentine.
And that's the way you got to hit him right at the point of contact so it's not pass interference. And that's a good stop right there for Seattle, forcing LA to punt the ball.
LA will look to punt away early. A promising start to that drive, but Seattle locked in on their run game and forced the stop. This will sail out of bounds at about the 15, and that will be where this Seattle offense, such a high-powered offense, will come out, led out by Type Attack, the back, Blue Scott and D. Jackson, with the receiving core, Christian Bachikalupi, Gus Scott, Fox Highwind, T. DeQueen, and John Fullerton. The lone tight end is Paulie Truth. Split backfield for Seattle. To Patak will throw. He rolls back off his back foot and was looking, I believe, for Paulie Truth, but it's batted away by the safety in coverage. Nice stop.
So the key notes for the Seattle in the offense is to get Blue Scott going in the running game and the passing game, which is going to set up a play action for Ty Protect right there, who can throw the ball, who has really good targets, but it all starts with that running game.
Patak will drop back again. He's pressured. This time looks for the same route, and Paulie Truth again unable to reel it in. This time batted away by Jack Hacksaw in coverage. The previous play made by TD Jack, so the corners involved early in coverage all over Paulie Truth. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Nemesis. They'll bunch the receivers off to Patak's left. Scott the lone back again. Patak will drop back again in some duress. He'll unleash. This one's caught. Contested catch made by Fox Highwind. And what a way to introduce number 15.
Oh, that is a spectacular catch right there in the double coverage. Really tight window. The fact is, went up for the ball, knowing the hit was coming, and stayed and kept the ball in there, didn't drop it. That's the way to keep the drive going. That's a big catch right there. Big play.
Huge catch by the number 1 receiver on this depth chart. Has been so impressive this season. Patak will pass again. It's an early dosage of the pass, and this one's caught over the middle. Finds T. DeQueen for a good pickup and a first down.
And that right there, that's a nice post route right there. Was able to get over the defender on the catch. That's a good throw. Looks like the defender almost could have jumped the ball, got an interception, but the concentration right there by Team McQueen to catch it for another first down.
Mike Scott got jammed up in coverage there one-on-one with T. DeQueen, and she picks up a nice grab. I'm going to bring an ace look out. This handoff will be faked, and Patak got away from the pressure. That was close, and he threw it in the path of Paulie Truth. That's his 3rd target, and an unable again to reel it in. TD Jack with another impressive play in coverage.
And it looks like LA knew and saw that rollout coming, just didn't get the tackle on Ty Patek right there.
Same formation. Seattle yet to even look at Blue Scott. Patak will throw again. Drops back a ways. He was looking deep, and there was an individual open downfield. It looked like it was Fox Highwind who he was looking for, but it was just overthrown. Brings up 3rd and 10.
And what you're seeing from these two teams already is they're doing the opposite of what they're coming in for. You saw LA running the ball a little bit. You got Seattle's coming out on early downs, passing the ball.
Bunch again for Seattle on 3rd down. They converted last time. Patak will drop back, again scrambles away from the pressure. It's caught downfield. T to Queen down inside the 15 and caught at the 13. What an execution from Type Attack.
And that right there, just you got to give your team time, and that's what Seattle did. Great job picking up the blocking, picking up the blitz right there. Quarterback rolling out, and that's just a fantastic catch by the Queen.
2 long-range plays already for T to Queen. They're going to send Dean Jackson in motion. First handoff of the game for Blue Scott. She carries it up the middle, and that's a good start. Picks up about 6, and that sets up the next set of downs.
Yeah, and now, like I said, you've been passing the ball pretty successfully on this drive. That's going to back off some of the defenders right there, and that was just a beautiful hold by the offensive line. And Scott didn't get touched. She didn't get touched until like 7-8 yards.
Another running set. Patak will sneak. He gets a little room and will get the first. That sets him up inside the 1. Nice little trickery from Type Attack.
Oh, that's a nice play call right there. Saw that it was a double A gap blitz going up in the middle, and they realized that you just have to block them out, and the quarterback had all the opening to do a quarterback sneak.
Saw that a few times last week. I'll go back to another running set. Patak will throw. Looks to the end zone. Incomplete. There was a little bit of physicality on the coverage there, and it looks like Seattle will get the flag. TD Jack a little too physical that time, and again she's been all over Paulie Truth early in this game. It's not going to mean a whole lot, but it means that they'll be set up virtually on the goal line now. You can see the chat. The Seattle players certainly agreed with that call. First and goal again from the 1. Jackson in motion again. Roll out for Patak. End zone look, batted away. That was risky. I'm not sure if that was the right play call. TD Jack again. What a phenomenal start to this game.
And TD Jack all over the field in this first drive. She's knocking down every pass right there. That's dangerous to throw across your body across the field right there. That could have been an interception.
Absolutely. It was only that her back was turned, but it was batted away. Another joker set. Sneak from Patak. This time he gets it. Type Attack with a rushing touchdown to start the game.
And we're seeing this more and more in the league right here. These quick quarterback sneaks right there. What you look for is you're looking for the defensive line where they're lined up right when you get to the line of scrimmage. And right there you just saw the quick opening to the right side. Got right behind the right guard that did a fantastic job blocking for a walk-in touchdown.
It's good to see them set up some design runs for Type Attack. He came into the league as one of the first ever true scrambler dual threat quarterbacks that the league had seen, and such a positive. The last couple of weeks especially have seen him take on some proper runs. Extra point up from Christian Ronald Sui is up and through. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sidelines and start your play today by joining Discord at simulationfl.net. Click the Join a Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. As this kickoff for again returned by Pryor. Up past the 25, and he'll be grounded at the 28, and we'll see this LA offense come out to introduce the Seattle defense. It's been a rough season for them in terms of keeping up with opposition offenses. That was Bubba Tree, actually, the rookie, returning that kickoff. And in particular, the stars in this linebacking core for Seattle are going to be really important with the heavy dosage expected from Logan Jack. Ace look. Richardson's going to drop back. Watch out for the blitz. It's caught across the middle. That's a first down. Fires it and finds Chris Lee's top target.
And Seattle came out in the dime defense there. Sent 7 rushers. Good job by the offensive line picking up everybody that they could. Nice comeback route right there, realizing that this was going to be a hot read, and that was a good throw right there to get the first down.
Check that. That was Elsie Pryor with his first catch of the game. They spread their receivers out here. Lee will go in motion. He's in the slot. Handoff will go to Jack. He got caught behind the line and will be dumped. It was a good read defensively, picked up by Sabo Cannon, and he warrants no gain. The rest of that defense, Darko Young, Sean Parrott, and Aaron Stein make up the defensive line. Matthias Citrion, TJ Harper, and Aaron Gooden are the rest of the linebackers involved. Sabo Cannon already had his name called. Richardson rolls out this time and will find Elsie Pryor again. Picks up 6 and will bring up a 3rd and short. The rest of that defense, Amar Bryant Jr., Daniel Valentine, and Sammy Seatbelt, TJ Frosty, John Jones, Doug Day, and of course Bryant James, the superstar at the back of that defensive backfield. He made that tackle. Richardson will pass on 3rd down. Finds Elsie Pryor again, and 3 catches already. This is a better start to the drive, and Daniel Valentine has gone down. This could be really important.
Yeah, let's hope Daniel Valentine is okay. Looks like there was a bang-bang play on that tackle.
It's been really important for their Seattle defense after crossing over from the Carolina Skyhawks last season, transitioned to a cornerback 3 spot on this Seattle defense. Nonetheless, a first down for LA. They flip the field. Richardson's going to hand it off again. Jack gets caught behind his lineman and only picks up 1. That's a disappointing result.
And what we're seeing is a great job by Los Angeles. Seattle is bringing the blitz. They don't want Los Angeles to sit in the pocket and look for those big plays down the field. But Los Angeles countering it, picking up those blitzes and getting the ball out quickly. So this is a nice little chess match that we're going to see all day.
Receiver in motion was Iniguez, and it will be handed off again for Jack, and it's short gain again. Seattle have locked in on this Seattle run, on this Los Angeles run defense. Again, Doug Day involved.
And if you look at Seattle's defense, their top leading tacklers are your safeties of Doug Day and Brian James, and that's how they do. They like to play in the box. One of them will play in the box to try to roam around and get to the ball as quickly as they can.
Seattle will play a deep zone. 4 wide for the Lycans. Richardson drops back. Rolls out in the pressure. He takes it down himself. And he'll get... No, he won't get the first. It looked like he was close to it. And they're going to mark him a fingernail short of that first down marker. I wonder what you thought of that.
It looks like... I got to take a look at that spot of the ball where he got touched at. It might have been a first down right there. It's just about where he gave up his body, and then that's when they called him down on it. So it was just see. It looks like a very close play. I think it's a first down.
Challenge called by Ryan Yosef, and we'll take a retroactive look at this play. Get your Retroid at goretroid.com, and we'll see. It's always about where he started the slide, and it looked like his feet got across the first down marker. And it stands as called, so LA loses the challenge and Seattle gets the stop. And the question is, you have to look back and see if they're in field goal range, but that's a really unfortunate break for LA.
This might be a situation where if you feel like you can get that first down, go for it.
It's a good call. They are going to try it. Look at that. They could not have been much closer with that spot. Power eye. That left-hand side looks a bit exposed to Seattle defensively. Logan Jack up the middle, and he'll get it. Plunges over the Seattle defender. They took the gamble, and it pays off.
And that was just the will of the running back getting to the first down marker right there. Read the blocks, and it just put the head down to get forward.
Spread their receivers out. Jack again gets caught behind the line. This time they'll drop him for a loss. It's been a rough start for Logan Jack.
And that's thanks to the Seattle defense. It's sending a lot of pressure, really hard to try to get, the blocking assignments correct right there. So right now, Jack is just having a tough time finding an open hole.
He's sending a lot of pressure his way so far. Richardson's going to call his top receiver and prior in motion. Rather, that's Chris Lee. Richardson will drop back, pressured, and gone. Seattle gets home and forces Richardson into a 3rd and long. Sabo Cannon again involved.
And we were waiting for that. With all the pressure that's been coming along right there, it was bound to happen, and they sent 2 off the edge right there. What I liked, they made it opening up. The defensive tackles did the stunt to the outside, so they made the offensive tackles block them, and then the linebacker was just open for the blitz.
Blitz is a rather bunch to Richardson's left. He's going to send Pryor in motion. Both of these defensive fronts have been getting pressure, but it's Seattle who gets home first. Richardson will roll out. Pressure in his face. Unleashes. He was looking downfield for Jack Flash. Couldn't find him. Good deflection away. Sammy Seatbelt, the slot corner involved, gets the stop. And that will... I don't think they're going to be going on 4th down here. And unfortunately, that sack on Richardson forced them out of field goal range. So they're going to punt this one away. Sails down into the corner, and probably not the best result as it sails out of bounds again off the leg of the punter. And Seattle will start at about their own 20. Well, this LA defense was playing in fits and spurts on that opening drive, but Seattle managed to work their way through and get the score. I'm going to send DeQueen in motion. She's been the hot hand early. Picked up over that far side by Mike Scott. Patak will drop back. Goes that way and was harmlessly to the turf, but it was a risky play, and Mike Scott nearly had it.
Yeah, that right there would have been a pick 6 easily. Looks like Ty didn't see Mike Scott in that zone right there, just sitting right underneath, looking for the hook route, and almost picked it off.
Tazzy Blackwell was the one that got the tip, and it nearly fell into Scott's lap there. Handoff was faked. Patak will roll out. Beautiful pocket. Caught downfield. This time, it's reeled in by Paulie Truth, his first catch of the game.
And it was only a matter of time for Paulie Truth to catch that. Fantastic job keeping a clean pocket for Ty to step up in, to roll out and throw it, and put a beautiful throw on the ball right there. And a good catch.
1 quarter down at the Nemisphere. This Pacific rivalry heating up here in Seattle, Washington. We'll be right back. Second quarter here in the Nemisphere. The Seattle Nemesis hold a 7-point lead and have possession here to start the second quarter. Dean Jackson will go in motion. Patak will drop back. Pressure in his face. Again he unleashes, and it's caught for a first down. T. DeQueen again.
DeQueen once again making a really tough catch over the middle. You don't see a lot of receivers wanting to catch that high point ball, knowing that you're going to get hit, but that's okay for the Queen, able to go up there, secure the ball, and take the hit. Another first down for Seattle.
It's a candidate for a nice hands catch of the game already from T to Queen, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid in your hands. And a handoff will go to Scott. That will only warrant a yard, and we'll get to this LA defense. Brogan Spearoy, Ace Blackwell, Selwyn Lane, and Gary Marks make up the defensive front, with Tassie Blackwell anchoring the linebacking core with Garrett Hudson and Greg Ward. The corners, Mike Scott, Jack Hacksaw, and TD Jack. And the safeties, Rochelle Colston, Devontae Moore, Ryan Yosef, and of course Ryan Proster make up the safety department of this LA defense. Patak drops back again, fires across the middle, and finds his tight end, Paulie Truth.
I mean, and what you're seeing here is the versatility in Seattle, known for running the ball. It looks like when they looked at film this week, they saw that there was an opening for them to pass the ball successfully, and that's what they're doing early. They're attacking the middle of the field, and they're getting good high percentage completions.
Type attack is giving these LA safeties hell at the moment. He drops back again, fires across the middle. This one, the defender went at Fox Highwind and not at the ball. There was an opportunity for a pick there, and it falls by the wayside. It's a disappointing result for LA's defense. A good chance to get a takeaway. Falls away. And Patak will have another go here on second down. He'll drop back again with two tight ends. This time finds Fox Highwind. Clean catch and a first down.
Oh, that's a great one-handed catch right there. Tucked the ball in before the safety was able to come over. That's how you beat a cover two defense right there. You want to get a little bit in front of the corner, but right in front of that safety and just sit right there in the pocket. And that's a good throw. Very timing, anticipation on that throw right there.
Split back look again for the Nemesis. The Queen goes in motion, picked up by Mike Scott. Tack drops back, pressured, he's going to take it down himself and will slide. A gain of 6, a nice result, and that's his third rush of the game. He had 8 last week. This week has already started this opening half with 3. There's clearly intent for him to move the ball with his legs. That's a more mobile QB. And I'll go back to a running look here. Scott has been underutilized. This time she gets the carry, gets a bit of open space. Nice carry by Baloo Scott, and she picks up a first.
And what a way for Scott to follow the blocking right there. Just a power O to the right side, right off the right guard. Fullback leading the way. Nice open blocking right there so Scott can just follow through and she can get to that first down marker.
Seattle's offense is rolling in this game so far. Scott starting to get a little bit of open space. They're going to go back to her here up the middle. Baloo Scott carves up the middle and picks up 9.4 and very close to the first down, but she's had 2 straight good carries.
Yeah, and once again, not getting touched until you get to the second, third level. You got to thank the offensive line right there. Right there, we saw a pull guard. We saw kickouts, and then the opening was in the middle, but what a way to wiggle through the line like Scott just did.
Ryan Yosef at the rush across to save the day. Patak will scramble again, and he's trapped, but he got the first. They're going to give it to him. It looked like LA's defensive front got in front of him and pushed him back, but they're going to spot him just beyond the first down marker.
And adding the quarterback sneak brings a wrinkle to your running game that LA needs to maybe pitch down the line, and you have to defend that now, which adds a new wrinkle to the offense.
Highwind will go in motion. Picked up by Mike Scott at the top end of your screen. Patak will drop back. He's going to look that way. Caught at the back of the end zone. He hits Paulie Truth, and that's a touchdown for the Nemesis.
And that's how it can backfire. So they pitched down the line. They were looking for the inside run. Great job calling the play off. Looking for your tight end over the middle. And that's just a great drive for Seattle. Able to find a tight end in the back of the end zone.
After a slow start for Paulie Truth in the receiving game, he had a few targets in the opening quarter that he kind of let go of. He's been impressive since then and has been a very, very safe target for type attack. Extra point from Ronald Suey is up and good, and Seattle now have a 2-possession lead. For all league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. And Ronald Suey will get us back underway. Hopefully I'll finally get the kick returner for LA right. It is Bubba Tree. And he'll return it from just outside of the end zone, up past the 22, just before the 25. And just a note on Bubba Tree, they brought him in a couple of weeks ago, and in place of Terrence Weary, the previous wide receiver 3 in that slot position. And what a target to bring in, and so much versatility associated with a guy that's 6'5", 225, has yet to be cited in the receiving game for LA, but certainly a lot of possibilities that they can take up with a signing like that. Richardson will hand it off to Jack, and again Logan Jack just can't quite get the space. It's closed down again. This time TJ Harper gets involved.
Yeah, that's a good play. It's now you got to start looking at those receivers for LA, because the run is getting stuffed right now.
Passing from Richardson has been good tonight and has been across the last couple of weeks. They'll spread the receivers out here. Richardson will roll out. A short throw finds to the fullback, Tommy Rahman, and that nets them a little bit more positive yardage and sets up a 3rd and medium.
It looks like that was Cannon right there that stayed home. That could have been for more. It looks like it was a nice little back screen, but they stayed home and made a play.
Each 3rd down now for LA starting to get even more crucial. Another rollout from Richardson. He's got a clean pocket. He looks deep. It's caught. Jack Flash. Big catch over the middle, and that's a really good gain and sets up the drive.
Big catch by the big tight end, Jack Flash right there. Looks like it was just a nice little comeback route over the middle. The thing I really like about this play right here is you step in front of the defender and you shield it off, and so only you can catch the ball, and that's just a good throw. Good job by the offensive line of Los Angeles, giving Richardson time.
It's Flash's 2nd catch of the game. Stats provided by Dwayne Schindler and Rochelle Colston. We appreciate your efforts making us look smart tonight. We're going to keep a spread look, and Richardson will roll out again, fires it downfield, and it's caught for a 1st down. That's the first sighting of Chris Lee.
Once again, we saw another rollout right there, throwing back. Sometimes that can be dangerous, throwing it across your body, but once again, that receiver stepped in front of the defender, was able to get the catch.
It was a little sputtered start to this drive, but since then, LA have unleashed a couple of deep looks across the back of Seattle's defense and have gotten some really nice momentum here. They'll maintain that formation. Richardson will roll out, pressure in his face, it's incomplete, no, it was almost picked off by about 3 different Seattle defenders, and in the end, luckily for Richardson, it falls harmlessly to the turf, but that was a big moment.
Ooh, that almost killed the drive, and that would have sucked right there for Los Angeles, because they're doing well right now, but just got to be careful. It looks like Seattle is on top of it on these passes right here. Mix it up a little bit with the run game. It's
almost as if the defenders cancelled each other out there. Richardson will roll out. Pressure in his face again, he finds, and again downfield. This time Elsie Pryor gets involved, and Richardson corrects his error and gets a first down.
And that's a lot tougher of a catch than you think, because we saw right there the defender looking to jump the route. It looks like that was number 44 for Seattle, Brian James, that wanted to jump the route, trying to get the first interception of the season for himself. But the fact is, good concentration to go up the field. The ball keeps going for LA.
Richardson now 8 of 11, eclipses 100 yards with that pass, and now in the Seattle red zone. Richardson will drop back, pressure again, and he's gone for a second time. A loss of 6, and Doug Day gets home from the strong safety spot.
Second sack of the season for Doug Day. It looks like they dialed up that blitz again from the outside. You got to be careful right there. Looks like the fullback blocked the wrong way, and that can get your quarterback hurt. Got to be careful. You got to count for all the blitzers that's coming in.
And then Doug Day took the gamble, completely abandoning his man, but a blindside hit across knocked Richardson down. You're absolutely right. That is a dangerous play from LA. Pryor will move into the slot on his left. Richardson drops back, looks that way. It's caught downfield. Pryor's got space and picks up quite a tremendous gain. Picks up 12 and makes it 3rd and short, and means that they might have a crack at the end zone here on 3rd down.
Well, it looks like it was just a rub play. Two that did the same route, kind of crossed up to the defenders there, was able to hold on to the ball and get some good yardage. So this is a manageable 3rd down for LA.
And a bunch of those receivers. This is definitely going to be a pass. Richardson rolls out. He's got a clean pocket. Pressured, incomplete. He looked for Chris Lee, and good coverage in the end. And Seattle are able to force a stop.
And that's the first time we call ABJ today. Great job getting your hands in on the defender right there. Looking like that could have been a touchdown. Was able to break it up right at the point of contact right there. Fantastic defensive play to hold LA to maybe just a field goal.
Lamar Bryant Jr., one of the many important signings the Seattle front office made on their defense across the offseason. He spent his first season in the league with Queen City before crossing over to join the Nemesis, and Sid O'Lindy will come out to knock over the chip shot and get LA on the board. And that he does. So a disappointing end to the drive. It was a very good drive from LA, but unfortunately only results in 3. If you're liking the game so far, I know I am, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events per year. There is no one else that gives you that much football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFL action, and help the channel grow through your support. So Seattle will get the ball back with a little over 2 minutes left in the half, and that is not returned from the back of the end zone by Fox Highwind, and we'll see what type of attack draws up here. What would you do in this situation, Ant, with a little time left on the clock, but you've got the lead?
Well, the passing game has been really good for Seattle. I will press the passing. You have enough time. You have your timeouts, but you also been passing the ball fantastic. And then Scott came on in the second half. So start with the passes.
They go against your advice there, but it picks up 8, and this might be a good opportunity in the game to just see what might work against this LA defense with Blue Scott, because it sets them up in the second half to potentially milk some clock when they have possession. That's a nice start.
Well, when you got your center going to the second level and blocking the linebacker to run like that, you can keep on doing that.
Absolutely, and they go back to another running set. Patak will scramble himself and picks up a first down. That's the 4th carry of the game for Type Attack, and that's the biggest run so far of the game for the quarterback.
And it looks like Seattle is softening that defense up so they can attack over the top. Don't be surprised if you see a play action mixed in coming up.
Absolutely. 2-minute warning is up and gone, and you're right. If there's an offense that's going to get aggressive with the lead with a couple of minutes left in the half, it's Seattle. They have no regard for opposition defenses in that respect. Patak will drop back. He scrambles again and will pick up a good gain once more. Again, just complete comfort in his ability and in his legs to move the ball forward.
Yeah, maybe LA puts a spy on. You got to keep an eye out for that.
Absolutely, that's a great idea. Again, look out for the pressure on that left-hand side. They're going to send Highwind in motion. Attack will roll out. The pressure is going to get that way, and it's caught for a first down. He unleashed it, finds Paulie Truth again.
And right there, that's a great first down, but good job by LA tackling inbounds and have the clock still running. So right now, it's about clock management for Seattle. What are you going to do?
Attack again, long and incomplete. That potentially was a bit more risky than what they would have wanted. Fox Highwind was the target, and it falls away. And it was interesting that last play, that rollout that he did wasn't by design. He naturally took that and scrambled and ran out into the pocket to create that space for Paulie Truth. That was a really impressive play. He'll go back into a gun. Attack drops back. It's caught for a medium gain. That nets them about 6, and it looked like he found Truth again.
This is going to be a big third down here for Los Angeles. You don't want them get a first down because they can keep on driving. You want to contain them. Just be on the lookout for Paulie Truth right there. They're loving that connection right now.
Same look, gun triple. Patak drops back, looks across his body, and caught for a first down. Timeout by Seattle. It looked like it may have been Truth again on that catch. Hard to see, but it was a lovely throw by Type Attack. And like we mentioned, they've just been completely comfortable going aggressive here in their 2-minute offense with the lead. Looking to put another score on before the half is out. Truth again in this same look. DeQueen will go in motion with TD Jack crossing to meet her. Attack, short throw. Oh, and another one. TD Jack this time probably should have had a pick. That was a risky throw by Type Attack. We'll try it again. They seem to be happy with this formation, with the personnel they've got on the field. Another throw by Patak. This time again tipped up and away. It was Jack Hacksaw, the veteran corner, who got 2 hands to it, but he batted it up over the rest of the defense and it fell harmlessly to the turf.
And Type Attack has to be careful right there. That's triple coverage, a zone right in front, and that could have been 6 points going the other way.
Maybe getting a little too risky here late in the half. Bunch to Patak's left. He'll drop back again. Launches across the middle this time. He gets the completion. Gus Scott checks in. Gus Scott's first catch of the game gives Seattle a first down, and they can keep pushing this ball downfield. No timeouts left for the Nemesis. Go back to that gun look across the back of the defense. He was looking for Truth, unable to find him. Good coverage by Mike Scott.
Just have to be careful here. You are in field goal range. 41 seconds left. You don't have any more timeouts. So if you throw the ball, you kind of want to throw it towards the outside so they can get out of bounds. If not, it's okay. You can take the field goal here. Take your points.
That's exactly right. They can push it back out to 2 straight scores. Attack launches across the middle. Oh, and he had a hand on it. Paulie Truth unable to reel that one in, but it was a good look. Attack will try again on 3rd down. Single back is Baloo Scott. They're not going to go into their shell just yet. They'll move Scott in motion to the bottom. That's Gus. Attack will drop back. Looks over the back and it's incomplete. Just overthrew the wide receiver Bachi Galupi and will force the 4th down field goal attempt.
Oh, tough throw right there. Had somebody open, like there was nobody in front. That could have been a touchdown. But right here, it's okay. Get your field goal, get your points. 2-possession game going into half.
40-yard attempt from Christian Ronald Suey to negate the previous from Sido Lindy is up and through the uprights. So the lead for Seattle returns to 14 and LA will get about 25 seconds or so to potentially try and get a score of their own before the half is out. Kickoff, and it'll be returned at the front of the end zone by Bubba Tree, and he will return it just before the 25, so that will give LA another opportunity to score, and we've got a game update from SFL Studios, Commissioner Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Jacob. Denver's in Vancouver today. Both teams trying to get back to the 500 mark. Christian Brown rolls right and finds a wide open Brett Killian. He's got over 100 yards in the first half, but 3 straight drives to start the game, netted touchdowns, and no scoring since. Back to you in Seattle.
Good start to both of these games to start the Saturday block of games. Will LA try something here before the half is out? Richardson will drop back, pressured and caught by Logan Jacket. He's going to be dragged back a country mile by Sabo Cannon. It's only going to be a loss of 1, but I tell you, if there's anyone that stood out for this Seattle defense in this first half, it's been Sabo. And LA aren't going to stop this clock, so this should just be a carry, if anything. Richardson will roll out and will fire it across his body, and that is incomplete, and that will end the half here at the Nemasphere. Seattle hosting the LA Lycans. They have the lead at halftime, 17 points to 3. Anthony Ellison, your halftime analysis.
I am really impressed with Seattle's defense. They came with a blitz-heavy defense to get LA unstable so they can't throw the ball like they plan on doing. And then on the other side of the ball, Seattle's throwing the ball very effectively and running it when they need to. So if I'm LA going into half, my focus is blocking cleaner so Richardson can throw the ball, but mix in runs when you need to try to catch Seattle off guard with that heavy blitz defense.
Crucially, both passing games from both of these sides have been good in the first half, but the difference was Seattle have had 2 red zone trips rather, and have scored on both of those. LA only the 1 and were unable to get a 6-pointer. Type Attack is your player of the half. 169 through the air, 23 on the ground, including a rushing touchdown for the rookie. Back here at the Nemasphere in Seattle, Washington. Seattle have the lead over the LA Lycans, but a big second half coming up with this LA passing offense has stepped forward in leaps and bounds over the last few weeks. Don't discount the Lycans. Kickoff will be taken at the back of the end zone again and not returned by Fox Highwind, and that will set up the Nemesis for the first drive of the second half. And we'll see. I mean, it was interesting. Obviously, traditionally, Blue Scott has been more heavily used than any of the passing weapons on this Seattle offense. But in the first half, it was all type attack. See if that changes here in the second half, with Seattle now looking to try and run the clock down. Handoff will go straight to Blue Scott, and she will pick up a gain of about 3, and it's been a bit of a start and stop game for Blue.
So in this second half here, and this is championship like teams, what they do, they'll wear down the defense. You have a running back, bell cow, can carry the ball 30, 40 times. And this half, let's see if you can get her more involved.
Attack rolls out, unleashes across his body, was looking for Paulie Truth, who's been a real heavy target in this game. Generally, it's been the wideouts for Seattle that get the most love, but today it's been PJ. But it's interesting. It's, you know, obviously that's the important thing, right? Is that Blue is fresh. She hasn't really done much so far in this game. It means that she can be used, but it's a 3rd and long here. Attack will drop back with a clean pocket and incomplete. So LA get a quick 3 and out, and once again, I feel like we're saying her name ad nauseum. TD Jack again in coverage.
And that's exactly what you wanted, LA, when you came out of the locker room. A quick 3 and out right here that gives your offense the motivation they need to go out there and put some points on the board.
So there you go. Good start to the half as Lilac Butte will punt this one away. Gets good distance on it, and it'll be returned by Bubba Tree up to the 40. And that will be where LA will start their drive. So that's an interesting start to the half. And we'll see what LA will come out with here. Richardson looked really good in that opening half. Since then, he just kind of sputtered out a little bit, but Logan Jack needs to start getting some momentum if they want to come back. They'll line up with Jack as the lone back. Tight end Jimmy Foster moves in motion to the bottom. Richardson will drop back, unleashes across his body, incomplete. He was looking for Elsie Pryor again, who's been his #1 target. He's been really important for this LA offense. Over 670 yards through the air, 39 catches. Chris Lee is just slightly behind him. Both of these outside wideouts have been crucial for LA this season. They're going to spread their wideouts here on 2nd down. Pryor will go in motion. Seattle showing a zone. Richardson. Still Richardson. He spins and he's going to be sacked behind the line for a loss of 1. Good tackle in the backfield. And it's the first sighting we've had of Aaron Gooden.
Yeah, and the pursuit was wonderful right there. Just had the quarterback spy on. There was no room for Richardson to run right there, and just a great open field tackle by Gooden.
So much talent in this Seattle linebacking core that's causing headaches for Sully Richardson. They're going to go 4 wide here on 3rd and 11. Richardson drops back again, pressure in his face, and this time that pressure, he's able to bat the ball away. And just after LA's defense gets a quick 3 and out, their offense also gets a quick 3 and out. And now we'll be punting it straight back to this prolific Seattle offense that was so effective in the first half. Oh, he met right as he caught it. It was good coverage. Jack Hacksaw getting straight through and making sure that didn't go anywhere. And we'll see Seattle come back out after a disappointing start to the half. Attack will come back out the split pro. Man coverage from LA. Patak will drop back. He's in the pocket. He's got space to run into, and he slides and picks up 5. We've seen that a lot tonight.
And like I said, that's the wrinkle that we've seen today, is getting out of pressure and getting extra yardage when you didn't have to. And that's really, LA needs to look for a spy on Ty Patak, because he's breaking the pocket and getting yardage.
Patak rolls out again, launches a one-handed grab. That was fancy by Paulie Truth, and he's having quite a night.
And just a surefire hands right there. Just another catch by Paulie Truth. 13 targets so far in the game.
Offset eye, another pro set for Seattle. Set up for a Blue Scott run. Patak will throw again. Cross and incomplete again. Oh, good Lord, he's taken some risks, and this LA defense needs to start trying to execute on these passes that Patak is throwing. It was a really dangerous look there. Rochelle Colston, the veteran, unable to corral that one. And they'll maintain the pro set. Split backfield. There's that corner on the bottom of your screen playing right off. It's going to go the other way and will be caught for a first down. That's a reintroduction for Fox Highwind.
Yeah, and that's another first down for Seattle right there. They are countering the pressure that LA is trying to do with picking up the protection. And it all starts with the center. The center is going to tell you where to block, and that's what he did right there. Great job picking up the blitz and the time in the pocket to throw it to Fox Highwind.
Patak now up just shy of 200 on the night. This time he'll hand it off to Blue Scott, and she's got room to the left and will pick up about 4. Seemed like she ran about 10 yards only to pick up 4. It's again just setting up the run with the pass. It's been a real counterpoint in terms of what they've been producing so far this season. They'll maintain a running set. Watch out for that linebacker pressing up the top. That's Garrett Hudson. Highwind went in motion. Patak will roll out that direction. Looks downfield. Incomplete. He had a look at Paulie Truth, but that's better coverage from Rochelle Colston.
Yeah, it came in from the safety position just in time before that catch was going to happen and jarred the ball loose. Great stop right there.
That's what I always say, veteran play by a veteran player. Rochelle Colston pushing up on a bigger body there to make the hit. Dean Jackson will, it's Blue Scott that will go in motion up to the top. Patak will drop back on third down, and that one's caught. This time he finds Fox Highwind again on third down and converts for a first.
And I can't stress this enough. Picking up the blitz is not easy, and the fact is that offensive line is giving Ty Patak enough time to throw these deep out routes right here. That's a great catch, but great job with the pass blocking and the protection coverage by Seattle on this drive.
That's exactly right. And you see there, he's really been targeting the entirety of this LA defense. There's no weakness supposed, but that's another run down to the far side for Blue Scott. Warrants 6, and that sets up a comfortable second down attempt. And you're absolutely right. This offensive line for Seattle, anchored by the veteran Ethan Kai and Matty Mack as well, a rookie on that tackle spot, just creating the opportunity for these plays to develop. Scott will go in motion. Another scramble for Patak up the middle. That's going to get him a first. That one wasn't ambiguous. He punched his way through the front of the LA defense, and that's been a really effective play for them tonight.
Yeah, and that time they got out of the backfield to the slot that made the defense stretch out a little bit, saw the opening for that first down on that quarterback sneak.
Split backfield again. This time he will hand it off to Blue Scott, who angles off to the far side, keeps going, and will score. Seattle with a third on the board. It's Blue Scott. She finally opens up the Los Angeles defense.
And I thought that she was down on first contact, but LA did not wrap up right there. She got skinny in between the lines right there and was able to get to the touchdown right there. That's a fantastic run. That's the way to cap the drive off Seattle. Great job blocking and great play design all around.
Brilliant play, and it seemed like she disappeared when she went into that defensive tackle and then reappeared at the back of it. Extra point is up and good, and realistically it's only a matter of time before Blue gets a play of that nature. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Louisiana Revolution head to the Atlanta Swarm to take on the upset-minded Swarm, followed in a quick succession by Carolina visiting Florida as both try to stop the losing trend. It all continues your way tomorrow night on SFL YouTube. Sunday Night Football, always a treat in this league. Kickoff by Ronald Suey after the score from Seattle, and now LA are in do-or-die mode already. Bubba Tree off to the far side. He picks up a good return. Good space for the rookie to run into, but just didn't quite have the breakaway speed. But nice explosiveness there from a big body.
Yeah, and then that might be the kickstart they need. LA has to realize they can't get all your points back in one drive, but you want good positive yardage on this drive to keep going forward. You still got enough time. You just want to chop away at the score.
Here we go. What have LA got here? Down by 3 scores. Spread their receivers out. Richardson will drop back. Time and caught across the middle. That's going to net 7. Finds Chris Lee for a second time. It's been a very quiet night for Chris Lee. There's been a real emphasis from Richardson on LZ Pryor and Jack Flash in terms of his passing. He's now upwards of 120 yards. Handoff. Jack is going to get trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Great read up the middle. And it looked like Sabo Cannon again got home.
And we've been calling that name all day. Once again, fantastic the way to shed the block and get to that running back right there. Great tackle by Cannon.
Spread wideouts again on 3rd down. This is critical time. Richardson rolled towards the pressure and it's caught downfield. Chris Lee off to the races on the left-hand side. He will take it all the way. And just when LA's offense looked like it was in a complete lull, Chris Lee checks himself into the game in a massive way.
And that's a big play and a much-needed play for LA. It's one of those things where, Bryant Jr. likes to gamble, likes to knock the ball away, just overplayed it. Great concentration right there by Chris Lee to catch that and take it to the house. LA, this is the start that you want to. And let's just see you can keep going with it.
Wow, that came out of nowhere. And as soon as Amar Bryant jumped the route, you could shut the gate. Chris Lee was gone. And LA with a much-needed play to set up them for the rest of this game. They desperately needed that. It netted over a 50-yard reception. And there you go. So Seattle now with something to think about leading into the rest of this game. Kickoff by O'Lindy. Caught at the front of the end zone by Highwind. This one he'll return. Goes straight up the middle. Got a spin. Tried to break free on the outside. Couldn't quite get through. And that'll set them up on the 31. Now available free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. An emulator for 4K 23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid is the official console of the SFL. And Seattle will come out now to try and counter. Patak will drop back. Searches, and it's caught across the middle. That was a nice read. And picks up, I believe, that's a first sighting today. Finds the receiver guy.
Yeah, and Christian was able to find just a tiny room in that zone, and good job by Ty Patek moving around in the pocket, stepping up, and then sliding over to have enough time to throw the ball to Christian.
It was Barchi Galupi, and it was. I just had to check myself because he and John Fullerton have been unsighted to this point. Patak rolls out again, absorbs the pressure, checks it down. Patak is off and picks up a big gain across the middle with his legs again, and it's amazing to me. I mean, look, obviously, both he and Baloo Scott have a score on the board, but he's actually outrushed Baloo Scott tonight.
And that's because he is finding openings in that defense. The defensive backs for LA got their backs towards the receiver. They're not spying on him. So the fact is he's getting out the pocket and he's seeing green. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to rush for it.
This handoff will go to Baloo Scott, and LA are all over her that time. And getting home there was Garrett Hudson, the outside linebacker. It was a bit of recovery, and you see, so Baloo Scott's got the yardage over Patak, but you could argue Patak's runs have been more impactful on the game. I'll send all 5 receivers out here for Patak. He drops back across the middle, one-handed catch. Goodness me, Fox Highwind, stop it.
That's not right there. The fact is, this is his second one-handed grab and coverage. It's you can throw any ball, and Fox Highwind is going to come up with it somehow with a one-handed grab or just in coverage. That's just a fantastic catch.
That was his 11th target for his 5th catch. It's been all over the place. Patak now waits in the pocket, unleashes, caught. Another first down, and guess who? It's John Fullerton for the first time today.
And now you see Seattle, they're spreading the ball out, getting everybody, showing everybody love on that team. Well, you know what? I'm going to show love for that offensive line. This route doesn't happen unless you have time in the pocket, and that's what it is. The pass blocking is phenomenal, and it's right now, if you're LA, trying to figure out what you can do to calm that down.
We'll spread the receivers again, but yeah, Patak now has involved all 5 of the wideouts on this roster. He'll roll out, looks end zone, incomplete. It was up for the taking again. Jack Hacksaw was coming into the picture there, but Rochelle Colston was the individual who put the hit on and forces Seattle to have to try again.
And that time, LA got to Ty Patek, got a hit on him that made that pass didn't have that much zip on it.
Patak might have another shot at the end zone here on 2nd down. He'll drop back. Low, delayed handoff. That was beautiful. What execution. And he actually ran it with his legs, I believe, once again. Picks up 9 and nets them just shy of the first down. Greg Ward in to save the day. That's his 7th tackle on the inside. Now they'll line up. This looks like it'll either be a sneak again or a handoff to Scott. Truth will go in motion. They have passed in the red zone in this formation. Patak will sneak. He'll get the touchdown. Ty Patak puts a 2nd on the board.
And that right there, I just want to break this down real quick. That when they motioned the tight end over across, it showed that LA was in the zone. So what happened was when you motioned to the right, that defender went out there. Ty Patek knew that it was a man coverage, and that was an easy sneak because he snuck in where that defender went outside right there. So that's a fantastic play call.
It's a brilliant analysis, and even more importantly, listen to this, that is the first quarterback in SFL history to rush for more than 1 touchdown in a single game. There you go. 21st season of this league, and we're still setting firsts. as Christian Ronald Sui knocks through the extra point, and just when LA had their big break, it gets negated by another impressive drive from the Seattle offense, and now we're back to where we were about 6 minutes ago. Bubba Tree again will return this from just outside the end zone. Gets another spin to the outside, and same result. Progress to the outside, and again, another good return, but just doesn't quite have that breakaway speed to take that upfield. But that's promising for the special teams unit here for LA. But what it does do is it sets them up with good field position here. See, there was actually the kicker, Ronald Sui, who got back and made that tackle. That's a mismatch if ever I've seen one. 6'5" wide receiver tackled by a kicker. That's not something you see very often. And spread the receivers out for LA. Handoff will go to Jack, who got caught behind a blocker and eventually broke free. And will net about 5 yards on the ground.
So LA here just has to stay composed. Realize that you still have time, but you just gotta make sure you do the completions and make sure you don't turn it over.
Strong power eye angled off to the far side. Richardson will throw. He'll unleash. That's caught. A great play. Finds Elsie Pryor. He's been a little bit quiet in this second half, but that's a good play and gets LA moving.
Yeah, and right there, I love the skinny post. Get inside of the defender right there, and that's exactly what he did on that great pitch and catch.
It's unusual to pass out of that formation, but it did set up Seattle's defense to defend the run, but it was thrown into double coverage. Richardson will hand it off. Jack's got room up the middle. They'll pick up 7, so that's another carry where Jack's gotten a little bit of space up the middle to run into. And that will end the quarter. And when we come back, we'll get an injury report on Daniel Valentine. Curtis, read us our rights.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
No injuries checked in, so Daniel Valentine is confirmed as a healthy active in the game. LA will continue to press this Seattle defense. Tight end goes in motion. The handoff will go to Jack. Jack caught at the line. He got the first. It looked like he may have been stuffed. Amar Bryant Jr. came in to make the tackle, but they're going to give him the first. LA keep rolling. No challenge from the rookie head coach type attack on the sideline. Looks like Iniguez goes in motion here. Handoff again to Jack, and this time he doesn't get the space up the middle he was getting earlier. And a good tackle. I believe Sabo Cannon got involved and stopped him right at the line. Same look, strong power eye. They ran that skinny post last time. They're going to try that again, and incomplete. Ooh. Very close. Amar Bryant Jr. looked a little bit exposed there in coverage and fell away.
Looks like I think he was looking for a more of a corner route than that skinny post right there, but that could have been a touchdown right there. So he got saved on that coverage.
Third and medium coming up. Potential end zone shot here from Richardson. From about 20 out. Richardson will throw. Incomplete. He was looking for Elsie Pryor, but there are about 5 Seattle defenders involved, and there is Daniel Valentine with the deflection. Now, I mean, I suppose you have to go for it now. I mean, you can't really toss away opportunities at the red zone. They're going to kick a field goal. But I'm wondering if you felt like that was an opportunity to try and go for it on fourth.
You want to guarantee, you want to get points on the board. You want to see that you're showing progress on your offense right here, and just hope that your defense comes out and gets some stops. We have time, but you know your time is valuable, so you want to get some points up here and then come back out and play some solid defense.
There you go, analysis from Anthony Ellison on that decision to kick the field goal. And APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. Visit apmmusic.com as Highwind will return this up past the 25 and they'll spot him at the 26. So now is the time for LA's defense to lock down, and that last drive you were sort of hoping that they would be able to get some stops in, but it just seemed like Type Attack had the ball on a string, whether it be passing through the air or using his legs. Go offset eye here. Attack will throw on first down. Pressure there. He's going to check this one down again. First down and a ton more. Call it a gain of about 13, and Type Attack again causing headaches for this LA defense.
And LA has to make adjustments. You cannot just let Type Attack do this. What's happening is you're not putting a spy on them. So what's going on is now the linebackers are in coverage, and when you have your back towards the quarterback, a savvy quarterback like Type Attack is going to recognize that, roll out, and then head towards green, and that's another first down for Seattle.
It was a bad read. They sent everyone in on a blitz and unfortunately left the middle of the field completely exposed. Attack will drop back again. This time he's pressured and the sack finally is made. It's the first time they've gotten to Patak in the backfield. And it looked like Gary Marks got home from the inside of their defensive line.
Yeah, and that's a
Barrett Hudson.
Nice clean rip right there. Get the inside position on the offensive tackle. Was able to get to Type Attack on that one.
That's a much needed play for LA's defense, and now gives them an opportunity to keep the Seattle offense back. Patak goes back into a gun. He rolls out again. He's pressured. Pressure in the face, and he unleashed it. It was targeted towards, I believe, DeQueen looking downfield, or Paulie Truth actually was the target, but Rochelle Colston in there to deflect it away.
Yeah, and that affected the pass right there, getting pressure in the face of he had to change the arm slide, and it was just a little bit high for the intended receiver.
Here we go. Can LA get a stop here and give themselves a chance? The defense has struggled getting off the field tonight. Patak will drop back to absorb the pressure. Unleashed. It's caught in double coverage. T. DeQueen. What a play.
Wow. Fantastic catch by the Queen right there. I really thought that was going to be intercepted right there. It's tight coverage. You can't ask for better coverage right there from LA, but it looks like it went through number 22's hands right there. And the fact the concentration by the Queen to make the catch is phenomenal.
It looked like Ryan Yosef had that for all rights, and you would expect him to make that play. 8 seasons in the league, and unfortunately that just fell by the wayside. That carry goes to Baloo Scott, and that's only one. Garrett, they just need to lock down now, as Tassie Blackwell got in with the short stop tackle. Attack now again. Pro set. Stack the box here. Blackwell rushed again. Patak will go. It's Scott to the outside, rather. And she will pick up the first. That's a better run.
Yeah, and that was a good blocking design. Just an off-tackle run to the right. LA wasn't expecting it because they're trying to focus on Type Attack running the ball and throwing the ball. The fact is, you forgot you still got one of the prolific running backs in the backfield in Blue Scott. She can do it. And right there, that's just a good run play.
That's exactly right. She's only had 12 carries, but it's been an efficient 12 carries, 5.5 yards per carry on the ground. That's higher than her season average. Highwind will go in motion. This is do or die now for LA, well and truly. Attack. In the pocket. Unleashes. Oh, and TD Jack. Another opportunity for a pick for LA's defense that just goes away. I've lost count of the amount of passes that Patak has thrown that should have been taken away. This LA defense just has struggled to get the picks when they've been presented to them, but it's also a point of concern for type attack. It's taken some bad reads, that one included. Spread the receivers out on second down. Highwind will go in motion again. Patak again. Rolls backwards. Oh, caught again. How in the world did Fox Highwind reel that in? It looked like the defender had that covered for all money.
Like TD Jack is on top of it with she had fantastic coverage right there, but it's just nothing is going their way for LA right now.
Unbelievable. And Scott now on the ground. That's a first. And it seems now that Seattle have this game in two hands, if they didn't already. And it's been a busy night for TD Jack, but she's been unable to capitalize on any of the opportunities she's had to make plays. And here now, Seattle looking to ice this game with just over 5 left. Patak will hand off to Scott. Baloo Scott to the far side. Beats Ryan Yosef. And Baloo Scott will ice it. Game, set, bingo. Seattle are going to take up a huge lead on the LA Lycans at home. And that should do it.
So if I could reference baseball right here, you can call Baloo Scott the closer. Somebody that comes into the game and just shuts it down. And right there, this is the runs that we've been seeing from Baloo the whole entire season. You cannot tackle her with one tackler. You need to bring more people in there. And they did not. And this is why we have another touchdown for Seattle. Looks like it's getting out of reach for LA.
2 rushing touchdowns for type attack and 80 yards on the ground. That's also an SFL record, both of those stats. Now Baloo Scott has a second on the ground. And, well, it's a big lead now. 25 points seems insurmountable. And LA now effectively just playing for pride as the score extended out to 4 scores. Bubba Tree will return it from just in front of the end zone. He gets another decent return up past the 30, so that's been a point of interest tonight for LA, is the special teams and the returning from this rookie wideout. As you see there, he's averaged over 30 yards per return. He's had quite a few opportunities to impress, but thus far it's been a rough night for an LA team that has taken some steps forward over the last couple of weeks, and it looked like they were every chance of making a real push for playoffs, but this loss tonight puts them in a real tricky spot. Richardson rolls back and it's incomplete. Looking for Jack Flash, and he's been unsighted for the vast majority of this second half. That time couldn't reel it in. Split backfield. Spread the receivers out. Richardson has only found 3 of his receivers today. Tree and Indigez have been unsighted. They'll move the former into the slot. And Jack will get a carry up the middle, and that's tough running, and picks up 8.
And in LA here, you want to just keep on fighting. You want work on some stuff that you can possibly improve on. You know, you don't want to quit. You just want to try to find things that work for you.
Set eye in a power eye formation. Potentially another run impending here for Logan Jack. Flex the tight end out to the left. It'll be a run up the middle for Jack, and that will get the first down. As the clock continues to dwindle away, and poor LA, they've been forced to go in a no huddle in a formation with 3 tight ends in it. Richardson will go long, and it's caught. Oh! Manages to pick up the first down with Chris Lee and Elsie Pryor rather, and they'll keep that. Richardson again dropping back, fires. Elsie Pryor again, this time incomplete. Falls harmlessly away, good coverage. They'll probably not be disappointed that they had to be forced out of that formation. Not an ideal look to be caught in when you're going in a no-huddle offense. This is a better look. 3 wide plus Jack Flash to Richardson's right. Richardson will drop back. Logan Jack ran a route and went across to Jack Flash, but was unable to reel that one in and went straight over everyone's heads.
And what Seattle did on defense today, applying the pressure when needed and just playing good coverage, it's been really tough for LA.
Quads look. Stash Bubba Tree in the slot on the left-hand side rather. First time we've really seen him in a look. Richardson will look incomplete. Looked like TJ Harper maybe had a couple of hands to it, but it falls away again. Elsie Pryor targeted. That's been a real point of interest for Sully Richardson, and perhaps that one was a bit telegraphed in that situation. They're going to keep the 4 wide and bunch the receivers to Richardson's left. Seattle with an opportunity to ice it. Richardson rolls out. Pressured. It's incomplete. That'll do it. Seattle gets the stop with 4 minutes left, and unfortunately for LA, they're going to fall to yet another defeat on the season. The last 2 wins set up potentially a run for the playoffs to end the season, but those hopes may well have been squandered tonight.
And great coverage right there by Sammy Seatbelt the third, knocking it down and stopping any type of momentum that LA can have towards the end of this game.
Just had confirmation. I believe what we've been told behind the scenes is correct. Johnny Pickler did have 2 rushing touchdowns earlier this season against Indianapolis. So he ties the record. That on target across the middle for Paulie Truth falls incomplete. But yeah, and the interesting thing for me is that Seattle have shown another side of their offense that we perhaps haven't seen so far, at least not exclusively, with the Tack's willingness just to take the game on by his own hands. So far this season it's been the Blue Scott show for this offense. Tonight it's been a bit of everything. The balance was really impressive from the Nemesis. That time Scott gets a carry, fights through about 1,000 defenders, and eventually Colston drags her down and sets up a 3rd and long.
But just the fact that the rushing yards by the quarterback, some were designed, some were just giving what the defense have to do. It was a phenomenal game, just passing and throwing for type attack.
Third down, the call from PLA defense is that it's going deep. I wonder if they're going to take any gambles here. Playing with house money. Patak will just hand it off to Scott and she'll be dumped. Oh, she kept rolling through and almost got it. Ended up being a gain of 6 after it looked like for sure she was going to be stopped at the line. And Jack Hacksaw in to save the day, and that will force a punt from Lilac Butte.
Just love watching the run right there. Just keep on moving the legs and not giving up right there. And that almost turned into a 1st down run for Scott.
dispute out, send this one away. LA will get possession again to try and put up another score and make this scoreline a bit more respectable. And Bubba Tree will return this for about 6 or 7 beyond the point of catch. And it's interesting. I think the scoreline may not necessarily reflect the difference between these two sides. At the end of the day, the execution from Seattle has just been considerably better. LA have had good success going down the field. They haven't turned it over once. They've just been stifled quite a lot when they've started to get momentum. This Seattle defense has stepped up and capitalized on opportunities. 4 wide for Richardson. He'll drop back. Launches across the middle. It was tipped up and away. Good coverage by the safety Bryant James, and that forces an incompletion.
And that's what we've been seeing all day for Seattle. Just great coverage.
4 wide again for LA. Chris Lee moves in motion. Richardson, oh, that was awkward. He ended up looking for Chris Lee, the man who moved in motion, but Doug Day was all over that one, but it went a little bit further beyond the point of the receiver's hands and sets up a 3rd and long. Four wide again. Richardson drops back, and this time it's caught. It looked like it was going to be picked for sure.
I thought that was an
finds
interception.
Kelsey Pryor. Absolutely, that looked like it was going to be picked off. Richardson drops back again and fires it. This time it's caught, I believe, by Chris Lee. And there you go. Richardson has still been solid tonight, but unfortunately the scoreline hasn't reflected that. 2-minute warning here in Seattle. This game dwindling to a close, and before we get back to the action, the Monday Night Spectacular will return this week with our first flex of the season. The 5-3 Arizona Scorpions will welcome the 4-4 Portland Fleet in prime time October 2nd. This week in SFL will air at 7:15 with kickoff at 8:15. The playoffs are almost here, and you won't want to miss this crucial matchup as the playoff picture begins to unfold. Now Richardson will roll out again, unleashes, it's caught. That's another impressive catch. I believe Chris Lee involved again. And LA starting to get a little bit more progress moving downfield, potentially to try and put another score up before the game closes. Richardson again with bunch receivers to his left. Man look from Seattle. Roll out again from Sully. He launches, it's caught, tough catch. Gain of about 7, and again finds Pryor. Second of 3 timeouts called by the Lycans. So they've got it at 32. And they've made good progress on this drive, so potentially some signs of life looking forward into the rest of their season. Pryor moves in motion. Richardson will roll out. Forward and incomplete. Overthrew his man that time. Iniguez targeted but couldn't find him. Third down attempt here for the Lycans. Richardson drops back, launches across the middle, it's caught. This time he converts, and LA call their final timeout.
Good catch in traffic right there.
Absolutely, bunch of defenders from Seattle around the area, but was able to find his man. Maintaining the single back look here. Flash will go in motion. Faked handoff. Richardson in trouble. Breaks the sack. Unleashes and incomplete. Oh, it's disappointing. It was targeted towards Jack Flash, and he did well to break out of the pressure, but unable to convert.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a good catch. Good job breaking out of that sack right there. Just a good defense once again by Seattle.
Quads look again. I'll send Pryor in motion to the bottom. Richardson looks across his body. It's caught by LZ Pryor, and he runs. It's rather Chris Lee runs out of bounds inside the 5, and that's where the Lycans will line up here to try and convert. And interestingly, Jack Starter set the line at 55.5. We're at 51. So a brilliant line by Hunter Norwood and the Jack Starter department of the league. And obviously, this is as prime opportunity as you'll get to hit the over here with LA lining up inside the 10. Richardson in the gun. Drops back, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown. They get on the board. It's Iniguez, the rookie.
Looks like that made money for some people right there because they go the over. That's a great route. Nice little stutter style. Stutter and head to the corner. Good throw and good catch for LA.
First career receiving touchdown for the rookie, taking it near the top of the board for LA this season in the draft pass gone. And Sido Lindy will come out and kick the extra point, and that just makes the scoreboard a little more respectable in LA's favour. And looking ahead at their schedule, so they're going to fall to 2-3-5, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're out of the playoff picture just yet. They play the Mexico City Aztecs, who, like them, heading into tonight, have won 2 in a row. They won last night. They then travel to the San Diego Mavericks and the Fort Worth Toros. They've got all of those games at home as that onside kick is recovered by Seattle. And that will hopefully, that will put an end to proceedings here. The final game of their schedule will be an away trip to the Portland Fleet. So the next 3 games for the Lycans will be back at their home stadium. As for Seattle, who now have possession, they will travel to Denver, who are playing at the same block as tonight against Vancouver. They then have a bye after that, and then end the season with away trips to Mexico City and Vancouver. Victory formation for Seattle. And I'll try and take your thoughts. What did you take out of this game, Anthony?
The wrinkle in the offense for Seattle. So we knew Seattle going in, run the ball extremely well. Blue Scott, absolute beast. But what you saw today is they passed on early downs. They got the receivers involved. And then you saw Ty Patek recognizing defenses that was in his favor to run the ball. They implemented the quarterback sneak. So this was a well-balanced game for Seattle. And they added some different stuff in there because they don't want to seem like they're one-dimensional. So this was just a great overall performance by Seattle.
So balanced approach from the Nemesis, and obviously that 12 rushes for Type Attack is a season high. The 80 yards is a league history high, or a record I should say. But the balance between the offense has been impressive as well. Tita Queen and Fox Highwind obviously the main targets for Type Attack, but outside of that, it's every other receiver was involved in some respect. Paulie Truth had a massive night as well, but also Barchi Galupi, Fullerton as well were both involved and did their part. But Blue Scott also 16 carries for 93. That was a good night for her with 2 scores. Overall, a very impressive performance by the Nemesis, and they will take home a win that pushes them now out to 6-2. Make that 7-2 on the season for the Nemesis. They're going to be hard to stop now getting into the playoffs. Full time here at the Nemisphere, and before we close, any final thoughts, Anthony?
You're seeing a Seattle team that's just pushing towards the playoffs, and they're adding different stuff on defense and offense right there. You saw the rushing attack was one of the major differences in this game right here. So looking forward right there, adding a rushing attack from your quarterback as well. There's a lot of good things heading forward. And LA, great job, amazing job. Keep on fighting to the bitter end. Scored that late on that late pass right there. But you're seeing why Seattle is where they are in the division.
Perfect analysis and a great way of recapping tonight's proceedings. A huge thank you to Rochelle Colston and Dwayne Schindler for stepping in on stats for us tonight. I've been Jacob Clear alongside Anthony Ellison. Don't go anywhere. Your SFL Super Saturday continues at 9 o'clock Eastern as Las Vegas will travel to Tulsa and Alamo City will take on the in-form Indianapolis Ramblers. Good night.